Thursday Night Corporate Call. My name is Philip LeBlanc, your General Manager, and we are joining you once again live from our artist headquarters in Las Vegas, Nevada. Guys, we got a lot of exciting things tonight. We got a special speaker tonight, one of your very own platinum presidents. We have some testimonies that's going to be joining us. Hopefully they've had a chance to get on the moderator line. We're going to tap into them in just a few seconds, but as we normally do, we have to take care of our housekeeping rules first. First and foremost, make sure you get yourself into a quiet location. There's nothing else more important right now in Artists International than this call right here. Why? Because this is the opportunity for our leaders, our family members to come before you and share tips and giving you ideas on how you can take your business to the next level. So we want to give them our full attention. You want to turn off the radio. You want to turn off the TV. You want to make sure that you have pen and paper so you can take copious notes. And like that, I always like to say, there's a genius out there that was well known, and his name was Albert Einstein. But he only retained 13% of the information that he heard. Therefore, if he was joining this call right now, by the time we finish, when this special speaker gets through, when these testimonies are done, 87% of what they share with us would be forgotten. So even though we all are geniuses in our own right, you want to make sure you take notes so you can share it with your team. You can share it with your future prospects and let everyone know that you're fully tuned in to this call right here. The first thing we're going to do is talk about our promotions. We had a beautiful call earlier today with our UK market. They had a chance to really go through the 5 levels of leadership taught by Mr. John Maxwell himself. I spent about 45 minutes going through that material with them today. So we're probably going to discuss more of that topic as we go into next week's corporate call, which we have some very new and exciting things that you will be able to see next week. We have our very own TV show that's going to be launching in the next 2 weeks. So I'm not going to give you too much details because I want to surprise you, but you'll see something very exciting in the up and coming weeks. So let's start off with our promotions. And I'm going to check with my video maestro, make sure I can see the screen if possible. First thing is our 60% promotion, 60% off. Today's the 10th, tomorrow the 11th, and the 12th of April. You can enjoy our 60% off promotions. These details in the back office, this is a phenomenal promotion, but it won't last long. So you need to take full advantage of it right now because it will not be something we're going to have for a long period of time. So take advantage of that. That's in the back office. The particular product that you can utilize is available to you in detail as you read that flyer. Next, we have our minimum purchase promotion. We have our daily owned cafes and many other products. Now, this has been going on already, and you've already been able to take advantage of this with the minimum purchase promotion. And this goes from April 4th, which was earlier in the week, all the way till tonight. Now, remember, business is still open right now. You can still go online and make your orders. You can still close out the day very strong. Remember, we don't close out the month. We close out each and every day, and that's how you have a strong closing for the full 30-day time frame. So make sure you take advantage of our minimum purchase promotion. Now, this is something that's really exciting to me. We're nearing the end of this, and this is our Recruiter of the Month contest, where everybody's been putting together their teams. Well over 300 plus teams have been created. Let me say this again. We've had well over 300 plus individuals that have gone out and gotten themselves in groups of 3s. So this has been a massive promotion for us. People are recruiting power packs like you would never believe. But the rankings, if you go to the back office, if you look at the recruiting contest of the month, and you click on the names, you can see the order of the top 25. Now, previously, when we first launched the contest, we were only going to give awards to the top 3. Well, I made a decision to change that, and we're going to give an award to all top 25 winners. So out of the 300 plus, if you make it within the top 25, and trust me, everyone has an opportunity to win if you take massive action. Now, this contest is going to end on the 15th of April. Some people are going to wait till the last 2 days to try to close it out. But the people who will win has already been taking action. They're going to go tonight, tomorrow, and they're going to go full speed, massive action blitz to close out this contest. Remember, the top 3 of those top 25 are going to share a pot of $10,000 in cash, not in screen credit, but $10,000 in cash split up between the top 3 teams of winners. Now, those 25 are also going to receive a special gift that I'm going to send out to everyone. I can't tell you what it is because I've been working on it for the last couple of weeks, but it'll be a very special gift going to all the top 25. So that's available in the back office. We have a Super Sunday coming up on the 21st of April, Super Sunday. I believe that this is in Guyana. Hosted by Diamond President Reggie Flanagan. The details about the Super Sunday is also in the back office. This program I'm extremely in love with, our Rising Star program. The Rising Star program is something that is really hot right now. A lot of people are really pursuing the Rising Star program, and it's really the foundation. It's the foundation of building your business. If everyone just focused on me plus three, and I got that from Platinum President Nicola Jackson, so I'll have to give her credit for that hook. But if everyone focused on me plus three and focused on going Rising Star, your business would have so much momentum you would not recognize it in 30 days. Let me say this again. If everybody focused on me plus your three, that means going out recruiting 3 people on PowerPack in your 30-day time frame that you're doing the business. Focus on that, and then help each one of those individuals go Rising Star. Okay? Get your 3, then help each one of those individuals go Rising Star. If you did that and have them duplicate that, you would not recognize your business in the next 30 days. In the next 6 months, you would be in a whole different lifestyle. Now, we make a promise that when you join this company, that an appointment with Artis will change your life. Well, it will absolutely do that if you focus on me plus three and have each one of those individuals go Rising Star. And of course, when you go Rising Star, you're going to get a beautiful Artis watch. We're going to be sending those out here shortly. We have the Rising Star magazine, which is a quarterly magazine. The Rising Star magazine is a quarterly magazine, and we're nearing the end of the first quarter. We started on January 12th, so we have February, March, and then of course the month of April, and then we're going to be releasing all the Rising Stars in a beautifully glossy magazine just for all those people who accomplished that title. And of course, you get a beautiful gold lapel pin. So when you go into your showcases, you go to your hotel meetings, you're the only one in the room walking around with a beautiful gold Rising Star pin. So this is something you really want your team to be pushing for. Just imagine if you get your brand new person started, they walk into a room, they're the only person wearing the Rising Star pin. Now remember, when they get started, they have a full 30 days to accomplish that goal. That 30 days represents from the time they start to a full 30-day period from that point forward. For example, if you join April 10th, you have from April 10th, 30 days out to complete your Rising Star, all the way to the end of the following month as that month closes. All right, so Rising Star, all the details, if you're still confused about it, if you need more details, that's fine. We'll always be available to call, to talk to you if you call us, or you can go to artis.com/next for more details. artis.com/next for more details. Our good friend, commercial director, is Alfredo Orozco, is on a duplication tour. Because remember, the month of April, as we started it, was the month of duplication. We've had well over 5,000 plus people join this company just on PowerPack alone. Not just joining the company, because we have thousands and thousands of people joining the company in the last 3 months, but just on the PowerPack alone. Listen to me. Just on the PowerPack alone, well over 5,000 people in the last 3 months. So those are brand new people that's going to be duplicating and then exponentially growing over the next 90 days. So Alfredo Orozco is out there talking to a lot of our good friends out in the marketplace, and that tour will end on the 13th. So the details about that for Texas, Florida, and the Bahamas is available in the back office. Each and every morning when you wake up, the first thing you should do is take a shot of Lviv and then pick up the phone and jump on the morning motivational call. That's done each and every morning by our Platinum President, Dorothy Cook, and that number is 530-881-1300 with a PIN code of 539-598#. Next, the last 2 things I want to talk about is our trips. This is something that you want to put in front of your team each and every day. The Las Vegas National Leadership Trip, and we're already working on some great things to have for you here when you come to Las Vegas for our National Leadership Trip. That goes from advisor through director. And of course, we have our Italy trip, where we're going to be romancing and shopping in beautiful Italy with all of our Artis Family Club members, those who accomplished the goal to join us in Italy. So don't forget about all those promotions and those trips and all the great things we're doing for you here at the headquarters. There's so much coming. There's so many things we're working on right now We have some big regionals that we're planning for the upcoming months. We're going to be releasing those dates in the next couple of days. So we're going to have regionals all across the nation, some special speakers, some new tools, some new products. I mean, some things that are really going to take this company to the next level. So just hold on, get yourself buckled in. There's a tsunami of great things happening, a tsunami of people joining this company right now. People are coming from other companies. Now, granted, we love all companies in the industry because I believe that we should be ambassadors for this industry. There's 6.8 billion people. Listen, there's 6.8 billion people around the world that are not participating in network marketing. So there's so many people to tap into right now, but people are coming from everywhere, joining our company, flying in, doing presentations. Now is the time to take massive action and make sure you get your harvest that's been stored up for you. So what I want to do now is I want to go to the line and see if we have our two special guests. I have some testimonies coming out of Dorothy Cook's organization. I believe they're from Opelousas, Texas. I hope they made it on the moderator line. If not, I'm going to have my video maestro check with Lucy Hernandez. She's organized it and make sure they're on the line. If not, we'll go to our special speaker. So do we have our two special guests from Louisiana on the line with us? Okay, check with them and make sure they're on the moderator line because they're probably on the guest line. Want to make sure they're on the moderator line so they can access. Or you can press *6 and we'll be able to hear you. So with that being said, I want to go to our special speaker tonight. She is literally one of the pioneers of this company for the English market. She was the first platinum president on the East Coast. Listen to me, the first platinum president on the East Coast. She has generated over hundreds of thousands of individuals that she has helped develop into entrepreneurs by bringing them to this organization either through her direct presence or through the influence that she has left throughout her organization. She is somebody who's worthy of emulation. She leads by example, and she's definitely a person of high integrity. And I'm speaking of none other than our platinum president, Erica McQueen. Erica McQueen, did you have a chance to join us? Can you hear me? Press *6. Can you go have double check with them, make sure you can join us online? Matter of fact, just go make sure they're on the moderator line. And while she's doing that, she may not be on the moderator line. I want to talk about one of the things that I forgot to mention while we are waiting on our special guest for tonight. I don't know if she's got on the moderator line or not, but I forgot to mention, I need to mention this, the Artist Rewards Program. A lot of people have been asking about the Artist Rewards Program. Now, the Artist Rewards Program is for those people who do retail sales. Now, of course, we have our consumers, we have our direct sellers, retailers, and then lastly, we have our business builders. Consumers, direct sellers, and then our business builders. Now, the retail sellers, we put together a special program for them to where every time they accumulate a certain amount of group qualification points, they can receive certain awards. Every time they receive certain group qualification points, they can receive certain awards. So what you want to do is you want to go to the back office, you want to look at that and see if you're making the qualification, because this is occurring every 3 months, every quarter. So with that being said, some of these people are right at that 90-day window. So if you're part of that retail program, if you have registered for the Artist Rewards Program. Now, how do you register for the Artist Rewards Program? You can call the customer service or VIP line, and you can get yourself registered for the Artist Rewards Program. And you can participate in necklaces, wristbands, watches, purses, scarves. There's numerous gifts that we're giving away as a part of that retail program. You guys let me know when they're on the line, okay? So this is something you definitely want to take advantage of. Someone asked me before about the green products. Now, this is something I wanted to make sure we announce. The Green Clean products are back in stock. We've had them sporadically through certain markets. They are available in full stock for your ordering. You can get them right now at the warehouses. You can get them here if you order direct from Las Vegas. And we have, these are some great products. And the reason these are great products, because imagine this. A lot of people are already using dish soap. A lot of people are already using laundry detergent. A lot of people are already doing household cleaning things. So, you know, one of the keys to successful network marketing is called transfer buying, where you take your current buying and you just switch it to the artist products. Now, what this allows you to do is have an ongoing recurring order that's going to be there every single month. So take advantage of the Green Clean products. It's something that I believe that can be a huge asset to your ongoing recurring order. They're back in stock, and don't miss out on that because they don't stay on the shelf long. I mean, they fly out really fast. Let me double check. Has any of my testimonies had a chance to make it to the line? And okay, who do we have on the line first?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. What's your name? Tell me your name.
This is Sharon and Oliver Thompson out of Houston, Texas.
Hey, hello, Oliver Thompson. I had a lot of great feedback from your Platinum President, Dorothy Cook, about some great things you're doing out there in the Houston market. And I would love for you to share with us, what have you been able to do in your first couple months, as I've understand that you've been able to go to, as a manager B or as a director, you've been able to do in a very short time?
Director.
Wow. Well, now we need to hear this story. Now, you've been able to hit the rank of director, and if I'm not mistaken, in less than 50 days. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So
I started in the business on February 16th. We were fortunate to be working with Dorothy Cook here in the Houston market, and just by following her lead, we were able to hit the under 50 days. Right, just as we were actually just trying to hit manager B, and with the momentum of our team moving us to manager B at the month's end, we tipped right over into director. So we were super excited about that.
Wow. So now, a lot of people are probably, their mouth hanging wide open, like, how did you do director so fast? So I want to go back a little ways and tell me, how were you introduced to artists? Tell me how you found artists, or how they found you, rather, and what have you been doing to be able to hit such a top rank so fast?
Well, we were introduced to artists because actually my sister has known Dorothy Cook for years, and we just happened to run into her. We were taking Pilates in the building where she lives, and we saw this beautiful Phantom parked outside one day, and asked the valet whose car was that, and he was like, "Oh, it's this older lady. She's very nice, very extravagant." And my sister was like, "Oh, that's interesting. That's funny, She thought it might be like a rapper or an athlete. So we were talking to Pilates, and it was like, "Oh, there's this older lady who's obviously super extravagant who lives in this building who drives a Phantom." And our Pilates teacher says, "Oh, her name is Dorothy Cook. She made her money in MLM." I was like, "I know Dot. I've known her forever." So we went over to visit her. And anybody who spends any time with Dot is getting in her business. So.
Okay, so you meet Dorothy. You've known her for a while. You've known that she's an extremely hard worker. So did you have any reservations against started? What did you do to be able just to take that massive action and be able to go director so fast? Are you doing a lot of showcases? What is it that you're doing so the listeners will know, so they can kind of replicate your success and duplicate your success?
I did have reservations initially. I did personally know that. My sister did, and it's kind of a big age gap between the two of us. But I did honestly have reservations. My sister got started, and my sister was talking to my husband about it, and I was like, "Listen, we've done something like this before, and I don't know." But by the time I talked to Dot, she really did ease all my reservations. And once I made the decision to get started, that was the last time I had any reservations. I knew if I was going to be successful, I just had to. My husband and I had to be prepared to take action and take direction well.
Right.
So once we made the decision to get started, we followed the directions to the T. She said, "I would suggest you get started at $4.99." We did exactly that. She said, "Okay, you need to get me in front of your guests as soon as possible." So we've had 3 showcases in our first week in the business, and we honestly just haven't stopped. Now
let me back up because I want them to hear this specifically. The first thing you said is you followed directions to the T. You purchased the $4.99, and you got in front of your contacts. How soon after you enrolled?
Within 48 hours.
Within 48 hours, and then within your first week, you had how many showcases?
We had at least 3 showcases.
A minimum of 3 showcases. You know what's so unique about this? This is the exact formula that's in our Launch Your Business forum. You start with your contacts in less than 48 hours, and to do 3 and 10. Do your first 3 showcases in your first week. And I'm cheesing right now because I love to see people that actually follow the system. And we know you're part of Dorothy Cook's team because she's teaching the system. And look what happened. You're going direct. So you say you haven't stopped since then. What do you mean by that? You haven't stopped since then?
I mean, now our team has grown incredibly, and everyone's duplicating what we're doing. So everyone's having showcases. We're having them simultaneously. Somebody's on one side of town, and we're on a three-way call, and my husband and I are at a meeting. I mean, so it's a lot of things going on all at once, but that's really that's the beauty of this business, is true leverage. So because our team, we just really got with the right people, they're duplicating what we're doing and having the same success we're having just by doing the showcases.
Wow, I want to spend more time with you. I want to talk to you maybe tomorrow, because your testimony needs to go out around the world. So I want to be able to connect with you, maybe shoot a video or something, because you are following the exact system. Get started in less than 48 hours. Do your first 3 showcases in the first week. I mean, that's amazing. That's just as it's written down in the Launch Your Business Form. And now you're duplicating all over the city. You haven't been able to stop the momentum. And that I'm so pleased and tickled to hear that, because it just warms us when we know people are actually following the system and having success. Is there any tip that you would give somebody brand new that's maybe listening to this call and wanted to be able to achieve the success that you're achieving? What tip that you would give them, knowing that you had reservations and knowing that you were kind of hesitant to get going? What would you say to them right now that would push them based on what you've done so far?
My tip would be just what you said: follow the system. Once you make a decision to get started in this business, you have to know that the person, your leadership, is the expert. So if you're going to make a decision to try and have the success that they've had, or try and duplicate what the system is, the system's already in place, you don't have to reinvent the wheel, then do that. Don't get started and then decide to do it your own way, because that just doesn't make sense. So that would be my tip. If you're going to get started and you're committed to doing this business, do the business, because it's been designed to set us up for success. And so do it that way.
Well, Miss Thompson, is it Miss Thompson? Am I saying it right, Miss Thompson?
It is Miss Thompson. My husband's here too. He hasn't never get a word in edgewise.
Is he there with you? Is Oliver and Sharon Thompson? Is he there with you?
Yeah, I'm here, sir. How you doing?
I'm loving life, and I'm so excited to hear both of you. And the amount of success you guys are having is heartwarming. What can you share that has been a great experience for you as you've been going through this, this brand new journey, and been able to hit director so fast, and basically you're leading the way.
Yes, sir. I'm telling you, what's been the key to me and my wife's success is, first of all, the grace of God, and also the mentorship and the leadership that Ms. Dorothy Cook has displayed for us. She laid down that road, and we followed. We haven't raised our head up yet. We've been coachable and teachable, and we also know what it is to build a team, because we both ex-military. I retired from the military, and my wife was in the military as well. So we know what it is to build a team, and it's no I in team.
That's
you
right.
can't do this alone. You must give the same leadership that you was provided to your teammates.
That's right.
So they can be just as successful as you are.
Well, that's
you look on your business, and don't make excuses. Just make adjustments. Make adjustments. No excuses.
There you go. I love it. What branch of service did you serve?
The one and only, sir, U.S. Army.
Okay, sorry to hear that, U.S. Marine here. I'm just joking with you, but thank you for serving. We appreciate you serving your country. It's definitely it's a rarity to have people of your nature joining this industry, because it's such a small percentage of veterans give back continually, even after their service. So thank you for doing so, and we appreciate both of you joining us on the call tonight, and we can't wait to have you back on the call as you hit president, as you hit executive, as you hit diamond, because based on the pace that you guys are going at right now, I don't think there's anything to stop you. So thank you both for joining us. I want to go to Louisiana, I believe. I'm not sure if it's Louisiana or not, but Rashiba Thomas, have you had a chance to make it to the call? Okay, if somebody can contact her, let her know the code, we can get her in. And I want to go back to my speaker of the evening, my platinum president from the East Coast, none other than the great introduction I gave her. I'll give it to her again because she is a pioneer. She's worthy of 2 introductions. She has been here since the beginning. She is worthy of emulation. She has always been a person that lead by example, lead with integrity, lead with honesty. And she doesn't just talk a good game. She's actually out there performing nonstop over 5+ years. And I want to welcome to the call none other than Platinum President Erica McQueen. Are you there?
I am here. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Thank you for joining us. The floor is yours.
Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate it's just an awesome honor to be asked to speak on the call this evening. Yes, hello, artist family. Hello, Diaz de Leon family. Hello, Philip. Hello, Alfredo. I'm here in Philadelphia, caring for my mom, but I'm so glad I had an opportunity to get on the call today just to share some tips on leadership, tips on leaders. You know, the question is, what do leaders do? What do leaders look like? How do leaders speak? And I'm just going to share a couple nuggets today that I hope will inspire each and every one of you. In the business that we're in network marketing, you know, the whole concept of what we're doing has a lot to do with team building. And so in order to create that momentum, you've got to have that level of excitement within your business. And one of the ways that you're going to do that, just right off the bat, when you get involved in a business, of course, you're making your marketing plan and you're doing all the steps that artists shares, you know, in our business plan. But one of the things as a leader that is so very crucial is that you have an ability, a willingness to encourage others. Now, I know many of you may say that sounds like something I've heard before, but if I had to be really honest, I've noticed that it's not always the easiest thing for people to do. Maybe no one encouraged you. Maybe it was just something that wasn't really a comfortable thing in your family. Well, in this business, within this company, in this family, Artists International, that particular skill, I want to say, of being able to encourage people is super duper important. Now, what do I mean when I say encourage? Of course, we know with our term, we use the term edification. But I'm going to tell you, I hear, you know, we know that, you know, we're supposed to share a little bit, to touch on all the four different traits, you know, different personality styles within network marketing, you know, the shark, the dolphin, you know, all those different things. But you know, you're going to tell people about how, you know, wonderful this person is in terms of understanding the money or the comp plan. You're explaining just to kind of make that connection. But the one thing I want each of us to recognize is that we need to personalize. I'm going to tell you, nothing builds a connection with you and those teammates when you personalize the encouragement and the edification. When you notice the small, special things about them, they recognize that you see them, that you feel them, that you appreciate them. So guys, let's be very, very genuine, and let's look for ways to personalize our encouragement and our edification. It's very important that we look for greatness within our midst. People around us, sometimes, you know, it's difficult, you know, for people to give those real compliments. But I want to encourage each of us just to go ahead and move forward and to do it. The other thing is that we need to recognize as leaders is that everything is not going to be perfect. It's just a fact. It's just a fact. Many of us have had jobs in corporate America, and I remember I probably worked in corporate America for maybe 16 years in an executive level position. And I tell you, I would get calls, and every time during the day, I would say to myself, oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened. Well, guess what? When you're an executive level, guys, you have to suck it up. You have to be able to keep moving in spite of when, you know, something happens that's not absolutely perfect. So I want you to recognize that particularly there's certain personality styles that like things to be just right. You know, you look in their binder or you look how they organize their business, everything is very neat. But I want you to recognize that in this industry, when you have your own business, you have to be able to move and shake, and you have to be able to really walk through the fire. Even when things are not going 100%, you have to literally be super tough in order to be an extremely strong and effective leader. So think about that, guys. And again, you just have to keep it moving. You know, again, things are going to happen. Don't stand still too long. Don't think about it too long. If you're thinking about it, right, that's just going to cause doubt and fear to creep into your mind, into your spirit. I want you to think about it like this, guys. When things happen, I just want you to go through it. And I talked about this a day or so ago on the midday call. Like Robocop, just keep on moving, keep on walking, just like you're going through the fire. And I promise you, if you do that, when you get to the other side, you're going to say, in spite of that fire, I was able to reach my goal. So as a leader, guys, we have to keep moving, and we can't let any can't stop us. Now, another thing that's really important, and I remember I was listening to a call with Dorothy Cook, on Dorothy Cook's call, and there were the couple that did the Bible series. They shared how Jesus talked in parables when he talked to the masses, but that he talked in a very personal way when he was one-on-one with people. And so when you're a leader, you have to recognize that the words that you're saying, people are listening to every single word. You know, when you're in a environment, when you're in a meeting or a training, you know, you want to really be careful about the kind of conversation that you're having, because that could impact someone else. Yes, you may be at the meeting by yourself, but maybe someone else on another team just brought a new member in. You want to take inventory who's in your space before you begin to speak, because it's a very high responsibility in being a leader. Think about it. President Obama cannot just say whatever he wants to say whenever he wants to say it. It's not professional, it's not appropriate, and it could potentially cause all kinds of wars, battles, who knows what else. But, so I want you to think about that. The words that you say are extremely powerful. Be extremely watchful on what you say, where you say, why you say. What is your purpose when you open your mouth? I want you to think about it like this. When you're speaking and you're in a business environment, your goal is to build your business. So every word that you say should align up with that. This is not a time maybe to complain in front of a group. This is not a time to talk about what went wrong or the things that are upsetting you. That is in a personal setting. When you're talking to your team, you want to make sure that you're using the words that are going to show them how what you're saying benefits them. You don't want to use words that make it clear to them that the only person that you're really concerned about in that situation is you. So you want to speak words that tell them how they win. And so, guys, I think if we use just some of those small tips, they can go a super long way. And like I said it, extravaganza, people tease me for being a bougie platinum. But the fact is, guys, when you are acting, okay, in an executive position, or when you're acting as if you want to have that executive position, then it is very important that you carry yourself in a certain way. And if you do that, guys, there will be nothing to stop you from soaring to the top. If you are intentional in your business and everything that you do, if you are truly encouraging your team and being very personal with them, if you are recognizing that everything's not going to be perfect and sometimes you're going to be discouraged, and you just keep on moving in spite of obstacles that come up, and then when things don't go right, you say the right thing. You speak things into existence. You keep that level of excitement in your voice. And when you get home, you can sit at home and think, okay, how could I avoid that situation next time? But, guys, I'm telling you right now, if you want to be a true professional, you have to act like a true professional. Philip, I hope that was what you needed.
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Now, let me ask you this question, because you dropped a ton of great nuggets on us. Is it true when you're talking about be careful about the words that you say? How do you fix it? Because being a leader that you are, being a platinum president, I'm sure that over the 5 years you've had situations where you have learned through experience, and you may have said some things to a teammate. Something may have come out in the wrong way, wasn't expressed in the proper way. How do you mend that? Because one of the biggest challenges in our business, because this is our relationship, this is our relationship marketing, and obviously if you don't come across the proper way, you could damage a potential business career of someone else. How have you seen the ability to mend certain situations when you said something wrong? How do you go back and fix that?
Absolutely. Well, you know what? The Bible tells you how to really do it, Philip. And it's just a matter of being transparent. It's a matter of being humble. It's a matter of going to that person. You know what, guys, I notice from time to time, I could be working or speaking in front of the room, or I could ask someone a question, and if I notice that their energy wasn't right when I asked the question, I'm thinking maybe I said something to offend them. So I will go up and say, listen, I just wanted to make sure that, you know, there wasn't something I may have said that made you uncomfortable, because you seemed a little, you know, uneasy. And they'll say, well, no, or they'll say, well, you know, when you said this, I was thinking that. And I say, oh, absolutely not. I'm sorry for the miscommunication. I want to tell you, Philip, you have to over-communicate. You have to be very specific when you're speaking, but you do have to over-communicate, because one person could take your conversation one way, and the reality is you didn't mean any of that at all. So I think being humble and just going to the person and just being very, you know, just saying, listen, I'm sorry if I said anything to offend you. You can kind of tell when somebody's energy is off. You can see when one of your teammates seems a little distant. And when that happens, you need to go to them, and you need to speak to them, and you need to be very mature. Being a leader is going to require you to be extremely mature. And then if you did make a mistake, correct it. Start to if you have an accountability partner, tell them, you do talk down to people, or you do, you know, from time to time, you know, you use words that are very harsh, and sometimes you're very critical. So it's good to have an accountability partner to also keep you on point, so that, you know, as you're growing, you recognize, you know, what I probably could have said or did that better. But humility, Philip, goes a very long way.
You know, those are some great words of wisdom, and I want to ask you a couple other questions. When you got started, because there's a lot of brand new people listening right now, and I want to kind of switch gears to a business building question, because obviously there's different levels of growth, and obviously at your stage, you're managing cultures, you're controlling the climates of your organization, which is a whole different level. But just so the listeners know on this call, when you started and you have the title of the first platinum president on the East Coast, that means that you were able to have a vision. That means you saw something that other people had not yet seen, and you were there. You didn't have, you know, 15 people, 16, 20 people who had already made $1 million, and you would be able to commit to it because you saw someone else do it. A lot of people right now, they have the proof. They have that evidence. You didn't have that evidence in the beginning. What did you do in the beginning to increase your belief, to just go forth and take the massive action that you did? What did you do to create that, or did you do anything to create that? Talk to me about those beginning stages.
Absolutely, Philip. The first thing I had to do is I had to step out on faith. I had to take a risk. I had to do something different in order to get a different result. And I think that's one of the most difficult things that people have a hard time with, and that's risk. So I'm going to tell you, you know, I think I mentioned this before, you know, I made some investments in my business, because I was very, very serious about expansion, and I just stepped out. Now, the thing that's really interesting is when you step out on faith, okay, or when you take a risk, then you have to, you know, my husband often says that it's not necessarily a decision you make, it's a decision you make after you make that decision. So in other words, if you say, I'm going to do this, and you step out on faith, and you risk maybe some money, or you risk time away from your family, or whatever that thing is, you have to follow it through with fruition. You have to follow it through. You can't stop. You can't start to second guess yourself. You know, even though things may not look right, I have plenty of situations, Philip, in the beginning where I said, oh, my goodness, I don't know. But I just kept moving. And let me tell you what I would do. Whenever I had a doubt, I would call someone. I would call someone for confirmation, or for someone to boost me up. People maybe that were even on my same rank, or maybe even some folks that were lower. There were people in the company that were trainers who first came in, and I would call them. I never forget, one day I called Angela Mosley, and I said, Angela, I bought this inventory, and I started telling her about what my concern was, and she just encouraged me. So having the right people around you, connecting to people with the right spirit is so very important. But I got to tell you, you are going to have to take some risks. You are going to have to step out on faith. You are going to have to keep moving, even when it doesn't look like it's going to happen. And you have to be connected to the right people so they can help push you forward when you start shaking in your boots, Philip, because I tell you, when you start making those risks, you're going to start, when you have to step out. Look, when I quit my job, I tell you one thing, I think I must have mumbled. I think my supervisor couldn't understand what I was saying. I said, I won't be back here tomorrow. She said, excuse me? I couldn't. I said, I won't be back. I'm not going to do this tomorrow. She said, I can't hear you. I said, I resign. I'm giving you my 2 weeks notice. She looked at me like, are you kidding me?
Right.
Philip, she looked at me like, are you kidding me?
Right.
And I looked at her like, no, I'm going to take a leap of faith, and things are moving in my business, and I'm going to move forward. And so that's what I did, guys. It really is business 101, really. It's all about taking a risk. If you're a real business builder, you're going to need to take risks.
Absolutely. And last question before we close, 2 or 3 professional development books or audios that you're listening to, whether it's this month or last month, that's really impacted you, because we know that personal development is the key to true growth. And if you grow the people will grow the organization. So what is something you're listening to right now or reading, 2 or 3 good ones?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, I always want to say Success Magazine is absolutely, I kind of offer that, give it to my leaders for birthday gifts and things of that nature. But that magazine is just absolutely powerful. The CD is powerful. I encourage every single person to get that. But also, right now, I'm sitting here looking at Strategy Daddy, which this book, Philip, is incredible because it has over 130 different case studies on how people handle competition, how they marketed their business, and it really does pertain to small business primarily, but it just shows you the genius and when people are extremely resourceful. So that book I also love. And then Secrets of a Millionaire Mind is one that I always go back to. I'm going over that one again. And so those I would say for just right now, but I have to tell you, I'm poking my nose into, I have so many books on my shelf, and I'm always poking in and pulling different things out. But I came to Philadelphia, and while I was here, those are the books that I brought with me.
Well, you know, there's been a tremendous, beautiful call with you on here, and I'm always getting great nuggets. I'm always getting great things. Anytime I speak to you, I hear from your wisdom because you've been able to do so many great things over the past 5 years. And thank you for once again joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from herself, the first platinum president on the East Coast, giving you some good ways how you can increase your leadership, how you can persist, how you can lead from the front by making sure you tap into certain personal developments, watching the words that you say, and knowing how to mend certain things once if you made a bad decision, how to go back and fix that so you can always maintain good, positive work relationships with your entire organization. Guys, my name is Philip LeBlanc, the General Manager of Artists International. This has been another exciting call. Next week, look out for something that will absolutely blow you away. We got some new video people that have joined the company, and they're about to blow your socks off. So just get ready for some new exciting things coming from the company. Once again, we don't want to see you just at the top, but also over the top. And remember, at the bank, an appointment with artists will change your life. We'll see you guys next Wednesday. Have a great night.